Hi, Mark here. Friday, November the 21st, 9:22 a.m. Eastern, 2:22 p.m. GMT, well into the US session. Let's have a look how the US dollar is performing. US dollar index certainly started strong, continuation of this uptrend that we've seen. I've got support at 99.93. I've got resistance at 132, matching yesterday's resistance level. Has been a bit of a turnaround from a strong start to the US through the Asian European session, going into the US session, an attempted turnaround from strong dollar to weak dollar. Don't know if that'll play out during the US session, or if we're going to get back to US dollar strength. Zooming in on the hourly there, you can see initially strong US dollar. There is the turnaround, bearish engulfing candle, but US again fighting back and looking up at the 132 resistance and maintaining above that 100 level, which I think is significant for now. Let's have a look at the majors. The euro against the US. There's the red candlestick, selling euro, buying US dollar. Trend is strong. I've got resistance at 115.50 and I've got support at 114.96, just below that 115 level. Was a bit of an attempted fight back here, buying euro, selling US. If we go to the hourly, there you'll see the fight back from strong US to weak US, but it looks like short-lived. And right now we're seeing again selling euro, buying US dollar strength, sellers looking down at the 115 or lower. Buyers will be looking to continue what they attempted a couple of hours ago and looking back up at this resistance level. Let's have a look at the pound against the US. Not as US not as strong against the pound as we saw against the euro. I've got support at 130.39. I've got resistance at 131.04, and sitting pretty much in the middle of that range. Has tested higher and lower. Let's zoom in on the hourly. There you can see initially selling pound, buying US, strong US dollar. Here is the turnaround, this bullish engulfing candle. That's buying pound, selling US. We'll see whether buyers of pound, sellers of US can get back to that and look up at the resistance level, or if we're going to see US dollar strength again and sellers looking down at the 130.39 support. US dollar against the yen. Extremely strong run that the US has had against the yen. Strong uptrend. First bit of a turnaround, certainly not a reversal, but a retracement at the very least. I've got resistance at 157.48 and I've got support at 156.55. Over a 90 pip move so far. There's the red candlestick. So sellers of US, buyers of yen, looking to turn things around a little, take a bit of a breather, a retracement. And there you see it after coming down off these high resistance levels. But now sitting flat around the support area. Sellers of US, buyers of yen, if that can continue, there's the support they'll be looking to test or break, the 156.56. A continuation of US dollar strength would be looking back up at the resistance at 157.48. And let's have a look at US Canadian. There's strong US we had on Wednesday, Thursday. Today again higher and a higher high, and that resistance, that high is at 141.13, above that $41 level. I've got support at 140.80, and right now sitting in the middle of that range alongside yesterday's close. You can see on the hourly, right in the middle, really flat for now. Buyers will look to get back above the $1.41 and look up at resistance. If there's a turnaround and from strong US to weak US, selling US and buying Canadian, sellers will be looking down at below 141 and to test the 140.81 support level. We have our levels to work with, resistance levels, support levels, good trading, keep that discipline. We will, as I say, US dollar, strong US dollar to start. A little bit of a fight back we've seen over the last couple of hours. We'll see how that plays out through the rest of the US session. Good trading.